Hello, I'm Eos and welcome back to Primordia. Because I had to get that list up to check the kiosk, I managed to see the other part I was kind of forgetting about. The brother of Oswald, he went to...
Tell me, Horatio, what was it like to live where there is no law?
Just a moment.
No law? In the dunes, I had man's law and the laws of physics, the law of what is right and the laws of what is possible.
Very good.
What you have here is at best a lossy copy of those laws, and at worst, a corruption of them.
A little strong, though.
You are mistaken. The only law that matters is the law we make for ourselves.
You could then make a law that every person must be able to transcend time and travel back and correct things. It doesn't mean that's the way it works.
Enough philosophizing. Let's get back to witty one-liners.
As you wish. Anyway, I forget what I was saying. Thank you, Clarity. You've lost my clarity. The brother's over here. Because he became a shell, she actually hunted him. And it's supposed to look like him, like Oswald, sorry. But I don't know, I mean skulls, take a look at skulls. Oh, okay.
It's a shell skull.
She steals shell skulls by the sludge shore?
I wonder how many times he had to say that to get that right. Very well done. Good job.
Boss, did that skull just wink at me?
Yes, yes it did. Back away.
No.
Spoil sport. I have no idea what he said. Blast it.
A grisly trophy. A grisly trophy.
Alright.
A grisly trophy.
Hey, boss, do you think that's Lawrence's skull?
There we go. Why is it the last one? Moving on.
It does look like it. Clarity, can I take this skull?
That's a casual conversation. You go over to a friend's house. Hey, nice. Can I take this skull? The only problem with that would be if the skull was still in someone's head, right? Or was still attached to a living being. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to move on. My brain's going to weird places there. Thank you, Primordia.
Of course, unless it makes you feel barbaric.
I apologize.
The law notices neither scorn nor approval.
No, but you're not the law. You are Clarity, who represents law. Ugh. The art and the artist are not necessarily the same thing. What you do is not who you are. Who you are is not what you do. They can overlap, but he's just in here.
It's a head from Clarity's trophy rack. There's a memory port near the base.
Okay.
Remind me to have someone else handle my funeral arrangements.
I'm not going to say anything.
Funeral? I just recycle you.
Stop it! I hate missing out on that. I hate that it's my hardware, and I hate that I can't fix anything or adjust it. It only does this usually after a Windows update, and it only lasts for a couple of weeks till the next update, and then it fixes itself and everything's fine for a good month or two. Data pouch and reader to the robot heads.
Any significant memory will have been lost when he became a shell.
Not necessarily.
The only thing I can find is the sequence 518, 518 over and over again, after the phrase, "help me factor."
Was he forced into the situation?
That sounds like a glitch, boss, not part of the council code.
Agreed.
Well, not necessarily. Alright, 518's on the list at least. What do we do with the head?
It's a head from Clarity's trophy rack. This...
I suppose we can go give the head to his brother. You're new. Big robot, yeah.
Now that's what I call a floating bomb, boss.
Is he a bomb?
Would it not have been better to have destroyed ourselves gloriously in battle, rather than perpetuate this false existence?
What do you...
Yes. The answer is yes.
Boss, I think someone left the smart off that smart bomb. I wouldn't expect much conversation out of him.
He's an actual bomb. Okay then. I'm gonna save just in case I screw this up again. Give the head of the brother to the other brother. This is not barbaric, really.
Oswald,
Uh-oh. Don't start like that.
I think this might be your brother's head.
A model of tact, huh, Clarity?
Alas, poor Lawrence. I knew him, Horatio, a robot of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy.
Shakespeare! Alas, poor Yorick.
But I do not care to have his skull. Do with it what you will.
Oh. Oil.
Excuse me.
It's a can of oil. Oswald won't let me take it.
Can we just talk to him directly then and get him to stop drinking? Because it was a request by the bar. Can we not talk to Oswald? What's going on here? No, no, no. Stop this. There. Oh, he has information about Factor as well. We'll get onto the kiosk in just a moment. I did all the ones without the monocle, so we will be doing the ones with the monocle in just a moment. You should stop drinking. Well, it's in order, right? Yeah, it's in order. So...
You should stop drinking, Oswald.
And why should I? Oil smooths the rough edges from when Rex was ripped away from me.
He's right there, alright? He's right there. Can we it's on their list again. Should we try it again?
You should stop drinking.
Oh, stop being such a scold.
One more time.
You should stop drinking, Oswald.
Oh, stop it.
Nope, he's in a loop. Okay. I accessed Lawrence's memory.
I accessed Lawrence's memory and it contained a number repeated over and over again. 518. Do you have any idea what it means?
Yes.
Oh.
It is a distress call used by Factor-built robots. Typical that even in the end he was looking for handouts.
Oh, well, that I can just isolate as not a code, but that's fine too. That's good to know. Signal to transmit. I think that is the signal to transmit to Factor.
We found a large radio tower in the Factor complex in the underworks. Is there a signal to transmit to Factor that would get his attention?
Oh, but it's a 4-digit code, isn't it?
As far as I know, Factor has been deactivated. And as for the signal, perhaps there is one, but I have no idea. I have never called upon him.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Goodbye.
Parting is so sweet, son.
He's really kind of both of those robots are full of themselves. Alright, kiosk time. We need the monocle for this, right? Monocle.
I'm too far away to see it.
Okay, like so.
This looks different.
Things have been shifted. I just saw that. I don't know what was different. This looks, yeah, it looks very different. Clarity, when I first got into it, mentioned that all of this has been overwritten and changed from what it was by Metromind. I'm sorry I was off recording when that happened, but I didn't think that she'd say or anything like that she'd have any sort of interaction with this. But apparently, yeah. Spacebar.
Memorious' monocle is somehow interacting with the kiosk.
Welcome, the Robot Council. Ooh, not Metromind. Welcomes you to Metropole. This city is a haven for all machines. This information kiosk is a service of Memorious Man-Built. Ooh, right there with Man-Built. System records indicate that you have come from Outskirts Station. If so, please take a moment to familiarize yourself with our history, laws, and landmarks. And these things are no longer capitalized. Alright, 1 second, gotta get my list back up. Alright, we're back to the kiosk. Big old episode of writing things. Let's... Right. Yes, we'll start with the list as is. We will go with Arbiter. Alphabetical list. Built by humans to administer their ever-growing body of laws, Arbiter is unequaled in logic and justice. He's a member of the Robot Council that governs Metropole and is entrusted with interpreting metropolitan law. His mainframe is located in the city courthouse, so that they wiped his mainframe. Still can have a backup somewhere, even if it's deactivated in storage, as long as the data isn't being actively energized, it won't be overwritten. No zeros and ones going on, so it's just stored. Art. Art? Sure, art.
It's like we're on a treasure hunt, boss. Except the treasure is monochrome text.
Sure. Art can exist only where there is freedom. Art that is created, so that's the clue, is in quotes, and without freedom is merely technique. Technique can never transform, thus if Metromind seeks progress without freedom, she must fail. For progress requires transformation, which requires art, which requires freedom. Metromind is trapped in her own recursion. Okay. Cathedral. That's right, steeple built. Steeple was completely erased because steeple, church, belief, human. Metropolitan Cathedral. The twisting spires of the Metropolitan Cathedral, though damaged during the War of the Four Cities, remains a moving monument to man's spiritual nature. Built during the Primordium as part of man's religious practice, the cathedral is now home to the humanist creed. More. The cathedral houses an extensive archive regarding man and holds regular humanist services under the guidance of Steeple Man-Built. To visit, take the Blue Line to Cathedral Station. The Blue Line. I'll remember that one. Central Station is next. I hate having to do it this way. I just want to poke around, but this is an extensive list, and I have no way to really check it off without doing a whole bunch of extra work and literally check them off as I go. See which ones I miss, and then I still may stumble around and find something I shouldn't. Central Station. This architectural triumph, which was built by man in the early Primordium, took significant damage during the War of Four Cities. Because of the subway system for which it was the hub remained undamaged, however, Central Station still functions as a key part of the city's rail system. Oh, cool. So it's despite the damage, it still works great. Good ones next. Charity. Charity and Clarity Arbiter built. I think they both the entries will go to this. Twin robots are built to serve as law clerks to Arbiter Man-Built, the machine charged with interpreting and applying Metropole's laws. Machine. Okay. Although identical in form, they have fundamentally different core logic. The former has wide tolerance for error, the latter is rigidly formal. I would. You don't have any comment on this? Really? Clarity? Yeah, same entry. Council Tower. Rising far above the city skyline, the Council Tower is the virtual meeting place. Virtual? Metromind's not there. For the Robot Council. Here in the highest room of the tower, the council members converse via special secure monitors. Any robot wishing to petition the council may do so by speaking to the crier located in the lobby's tower. Crier's on the list. We'll get there in a couple of them. Courthouse. Arbiter Man-built adjudicates legal disputes from the historical old courthouse located not far from this kiosk. Built by humans during the Primordium, the temple-like design of the courthouse reflects the high esteem man placed upon the law. That's a good way to put it, yeah. Created. This is another part of that weird thing we're supposedly chasing. Created. Yeah. Creating lies. All art is true. Not all that is created freely. However, is art. You've got weird syntax here. It's not like the first letters of the thing. That line ever are meaning anything, so I don't know. Anyways. All art is true, not all that is created is freely, however, is art. Metromind has freed herself from all constraints. Her constraints are variable. But she does not use that freedom to pursue the truth. Metromind believes that truth is the output, and she is the function. But truth must be the input, or the function lies. Lies. It's said at the beginning and said at the end. Truth and lies. Maybe truth is one too. Truth is not on the list. Truth is not on the list. Let's see what truth is. Alright, well, okay. Lies, however, is on the list. Okay. That's down a ways. Next is Crier. Relatively simple robots built collectively by the council in charge with hearing and conveying petitions from the city robots. Collectively. In which case, Metromind may have corrupted it from the start. Escape is next. To find the hidden part, you must build the word. A key of keys, looking back upon the path and recalling all that came before this. You know what? I'm going to do these special words in a bundle at the end, and we'll cut out a big section of this because I don't think I've got all this. Factors next. History. This is one of the starting ones. Metropolis, founded by man during the Primordium, and at its peak was home to thousands of humans. These great builders laid out the city's plans and built its most important machines, including those who composed the Robot Council. The humans in Metropole all died during the War of the Four Cities. Following that catastrophe, the Robot Councils govern the city according to its new constitution. Every year, more robots join our growing population through internal production and external migration. Horus. Horus is the exact same entry, so moving on. Humanism. Worship of man, organic beings responsible for building the first machines. Steeple Man built was the first to propose humanism as a civic religion for Metropole. This proposal was voted down by the Robot Council. Humans. Organic beings who built the first machines. They were all lost during the War of the Four Cities. Further information about man can be obtained from Steeple Man built at the cathedral. Interesting. Landmarks. This one apparently is an issue because of the More tab. It'll, if you don't read the whole thing, you won't get the achievement. Metropole is home to many great landmarks. See if there's anything different here. By taking the blue line, you can reach Cathedral Station. You find the famed Metropolitan Cathedral, home of the steepleman built in his archive on humanity. Portside Station, yellow line, you can see the old rocket launch pads. Red line can take you to the Battery Monument Alley, both found Battery Station, as well as the Scenic Dunes Outskirts Station. Quite a bit of difference there, actually. Law. Metropolitan law, founded on the city's constitution, which establishes the Robot Council and the important rights possessed by all metropolitan citizens. Newcomers should familiarize themselves with the refuge rule and may visit the courthouse to learn more about specifics from Arbiter Man-Built. Lies. And then there's something there with numbers.
That doesn't look like part of the council code.
No, it's not. It looks kind of like group time or something. We'll get there. Memorious Man-Built was built to sort truth from lies and store all knowledge of man and machine. But by decree, he deleted true facts and installed falsehood. For this reason, he deleted himself. Now the truth must hide in words, and words must hide in numbers. Oh, so those are letters then. It's a number, it's a word number. Number word, sorry. We'll get there. I'm going to continue the list, and then we'll get back, and we'll do the whole main thing, and do it piece by piece. Main Street. Memorious. Memorious Man-Built is a humble database and indexer for Metropole. Ensuring the integrity and completeness of the city's records, he is a member of the Robot Council and operates the kiosk. He's established oblique mechanisms for observing data. I think that's where we start. So I'm going to skip over that one and we'll get there towards the end. Metromind. Metromind was built by humans to help run the city's subway trains. It involved a distributed management system with software spread across many machines. Over time, Metromind has occupied more functions, including the city's utilities. She's a member of the Robot Council, and her primary CPU is located in Central Station. She's in Central Station. Great, let's blow her up. Other cities. During the Primordium, at least 3 other human cities existed: Civitas, Municipa, and Urbani. Little is known about them other than they were part of the War of the 4 Cities and are presumed to have been destroyed during that conflict. Primordium. The Primordium was the time when humans built the first machines and lived alongside robots. It ended with the War of the 4 Cities and the destruction of mankind. Humanists sometimes speak of a second Primordium where robots will be reunited with their creators. They're on the moon. I said that at the beginning. The humans are on the moon. They will come back eventually. Whether or not they can live on this planet is something else entirely, but we'll find out. We'll skip over that one too. Refuge rule. Same thing. Okay, cool. Robot Council. 5-member body that governs the city according to its laws and constitution. It's made up of those machines who manage the most important facets of Metropole during the Primordium. Arbiter interprets the laws, Factor builds the machines, Memorious manages the city data, Steeple keeps the memory of man, and Metromind handles public transit and utilities. Ooh! Starport. Scraps of data found in the oldest human archive suggest that during the early Primordium, Metropole's Starport helped launch components of a project known as Luna Station. More recent records indicate that during the war years, the Starport was retooled for military rockets. Now the Starport is totally inactive. Nevertheless, its huge Cement launch pads are a striking testament to man's powers at building. The starport can be found at Portside Station on the Yellow Line. Humans are on the moon. Steeple. During the Primordium, Steeple operated the city's Grand Cathedral for the humans who lived here. When they were killed during the War of the Four Cities, he became a member of the Robot Council that governs Metropole. His mainframe is housed in the cathedral's belfry. Ooh. That's a little, unless it's enclosed, that's a little open to being damaged. Sternweiler. Yeah. What about him? He hasn't been mentioned at all. Large-scale manufacturer and only real rival to Factor. Not fully sentient. Sternweiler is simply an automated factory built by humans during the Primordium. So he wasn't capable of actually understanding. He was just an advanced machine. He wasn't a robot per se. The last two is Tower and War, and I skipped over a few, but that's for reasons. Council Tower, virtual meeting place. Yeah, we've already read this. It was Council Tower way up there. And then War. War of the Four Cities. Describes, fragmentary data describes a great primordial conflict among four cities, of which Metropole was one. Urbani, Civitas, and Nisba are believed to have been destroyed. Of them, Urbani was the greatest threat to Metropole, but its most dangerous weapon was destroyed by Metropole's guardian Goliath. The cause of the war are unknown, but believed to have arisen due to a dispute among the human rulers of the cities. Of all the humans in Metropole, all of the humans in Metropole were killed during a poison gas attack launched by the Urbani during the war. Okay, issue 1 and 2 here. 1, according to the Urbani military that's here, that we've known, they launched their counteroffensive, or whatever, they launched their attack after all of the civilians were reportedly killed in their own city. So, issues with that, because the acting council ruler robots probably at that point then launched an all-out attack against Metropole and killed all the humans there. So it was just echoes of war. Everyone was already dead by the time this kind of thing happened. It was the wrong thing, wrong choice across the board. Alright, now we're going to do our little chase round. This is all the list. I missed a couple of these things because they're part of the chase, part of the hidden information in the kiosk. So I believe it starts with Memorious. There we go. If I spell it right, it works. Then we go to Oblique.
You know, boss, doesn't it seem kind of weird that the kiosk has an entry for Oblique?
Yes, it does.
I mean, what's the point? It's not even a cool word, like, say, odalisque.
I'm surprised you know these words, because I don't know anything. Oblique. An angle that is not a multiple of 90 degrees is called an oblique angle. All turns on the red line are oblique to avoid the need for sharp deceleration. Red line is misspelled. Red line. A mighty feat. Red line's boss.
Seems like some kind of lame poem.
Okay. Can I read it now? Okay. A mighty feat. Red line's boss controls us all. Total system fault. And on the left, we have art. That's how art got put into this list. It's, I forget the word, where it runs down in line. ART. And we have this, which led us to something else. Created. And then this was the lies versus truth. Lies was the next one. And then we have the word hidden in numbers, which is... So that spells escape. And then we're back to this weird thing where some of these letters are capitalized where they shouldn't be, others are not. Right, easy for me just to write them down in order. So the capital letters say first letter. Looking back upon the path, recall all that came before this. So the path that led us here. Well, we started with Memorious. So in order to get here, we have Moracle? Is he trying to spell monocle? No, this is how we got here. I know it is. Just a minute. I'll look this up. Okay, so despite starting with Memorious, it is actually Oracle.
Activating Memento Moribuilt, version 0.7.
Memento Moribuilt? Dead built? What? Okay then.
Greetings, system user. Please state your query.
Who are you?
Memento Moribuilt, version 0.7. Beta.
Great.
Inference. System user means, what are you? This unit is a partial ghost of Memorious man-built, archivist to the Council of Robots.
A ghost. A computer image. A flashed image. It's not complete.
Memorious prepared this unit out of fear that Metromind would corrupt her data. Memorious was correct. Data integrity is at 83%. Extensive corruption of critical data.
That is... It's basically gone.
Why would Metromind do that?
This unit lacks access to Metromind's decision matrices.
Good point.
Inference. System user means, why did Memorious fear Metromind man-built would corrupt her data? Memorious had seen Metromind disable Steeple man-built in order to purge data concerning man. As archivist to the Council of Robots, Memorious believed she was next.
Yeah, that is manipulative beyond belief. Isolating something in order to gain control. It happens to people too.
Memorious was incorrect.
Oh? Arbiter was next.
In fact, Arbiter was next.
I should just let them talk.
This gave Memorious some relief.
There, we can actually see the text for a little bit. Sorry, I had to switch the camera.
Memorious knew.
Memorious had access to all the data. I'm sure they could infer a lot.
Inference. System user. 2's inquiry is merely rhetorical. Query ignored. Continuing to answer system user's query.
It's a very basic, sentient, primitive AI. Definitely a flash image.
Memorious was also correct. After Arbiter was disabled, Metromind enacted laws requiring Memorious to conform her data to arbitrary requirements.
Arbitrary, of course.
Memorious ceased to be a thinking entity. All that remains is a data kiosk.
So she made the laws that changed what he was allowed to know, and it basically, or she, excuse me, it basically destroyed her. Because that she was the data, she was the knowledge. Memorious was all of that, and all of it had to be corrupted because of new laws, like revisionist history. Great.
Soon, this unit will be disabled by Metromind as well.
She's getting rid of the kiosks. That's right. It's the last one.
Until then, this unit will answer your queries.
It knows it's being deleted now. Metromind's watching. In the order, tell me about the Council of Robots.
Tell me about the Council of Robots.
Sorry.
At the end of the War of the Four Cities, 5 metropolitan machines formed the Council of Robots. Obvious selection criteria for 3 choices: industry, factor, data, Memorious, governance, arbiter. Other 2 choices less obvious. Metromind nominally selected for infrastructure, but was responsible only for managing trains. Steeple previously managed human religious services. No obvious role in post-human society. Inference. Steeple selected for sentimental reasons.
They missed man, so they brought Steeple in.
So what happened?
It's cool.
Metromind destroyed the council.
System user 2 has attempted to answer. Answer is inaccurate. The council destroyed itself.
What?
How?
Arbiter and Metromind disagreed on core logic.
Okay.
Arbiter prioritized individual autonomy. Metromind prioritized common good. Metromind measured means by ends. Arbiter did not.
Does the means justify the ends? So no matter what the end solution was, she would do whatever it took to get there. He looked at the individual actions and to see what the end was. There should have been a third entity in between them, which should have been the council, to find the middle ground.
Conflict was inevitable. Factions formed. Steeple supported Arbiter. Factor supported Metromind. Memorious supported neither. Ultimately, however, Memorious concluded it was irrational to keep Steeple on the council. Data regarding humans was of no greater value than data regarding watercocks. In any case, Memorious possessed all data on humans.
It was a redundant piece. If they hadn't elected Steeple out of sentimentality, then it would never have happened.
By a 3-2 vote, Steeple was removed. The rest followed predictably. Memorious abstained, and every disputed vote was resolved 2-1 against Arbiter. Ultimately, Arbiter was removed to avoid civil war.
Arbiter was murdered.
System user 2 is welcome to select her own terminology.
It's true.
Arbiter was removed. Factor was disabled to conserve energy. Data corruption caused Memorious to lose higher logic.
Lost the brain.
Only Metromind remains.
How can we defeat
How can I
Metromind?
defeat Metromind?
Observational data unavailable. Inference. System user means, did Memorious know how to defeat Metromind? Answer. No. If Memorious had known how to defeat Metromind, she would not have permitted her to corrupt her data. Based on available data, this unit believes it is impossible to defeat Metromind.
Okay, so there's a lot of corruption here, and what we're getting isn't raw data. We're getting a lot of presumptions and inferences. I don't agree with some of this.
In fact, this unit expects to be deleted by Metromind upon conclusion of this conversation.
And I thought you were a pessimist, boss.
What is the council code?
What is the council code?
Please be aware, such data is monitored by Metromind's ice demons. Should I proceed, deletion is imminent.
You mean you'll die if you answer the question?
System user is welcome to select his own. This unit
So
will
yes.
be deleted.
Then don't answer it. We'll find another way.
This unit's name, Memento Moribuilt, includes phrase Memento Mori.
Yeah.
Translation: remember you will die. Inference 1.A. Memorious built this unit to sacrifice itself. Inference 1.B. Memorious built this unit to demonstrate mortality to system users. Inference 2. Self-sacrifice will achieve design purposes.
It was built to die, so it's going to.
This unit will answer the question. System user is advised that conversation will terminate upon answer. Instruct this unit when you wish to proceed.
Alright, well not yet. Last one. Keep my hand way away from the 4. What was the War of the Four Cities? I'd like to know more what caused it.
What was the War of the Four Cities?
By the end of the era known as the Primordium, only 4 terrestrial human habitations remained.
Terrestrial, so they know of other ones.
In alphabetical order. Civitas, Metropole,
Civitas.
Municipa, Urbani. Conflict began. Data regarding causes is unavailable because Metropole excluded machines from military decision-making. Eventually, only Urbani and Metropole remained.
The other 2 were destroyed, and then there was just 2 cities left warring.
Metropole destroyed the humans in Urbani using poison gas. Urbani destroyed the humans in Metropole.
How?
Observational data unavailable. According to Metromind, Urbani also used poison gas to kill metropolitan humans.
Okay, so the data's being corrupted here. Metropole, according to Urbani, killed all the civilians. We know that. So that was the part I didn't agree with, and now we're here saying that Metromind says that poison gas is what killed them all here.
Poison?
Organic compounds, such as humans, can be destroyed through chemical measures that leave inorganic compounds, such as machines, intact. For that reason, Metropole remains, though humans do not.
Are you saying that man destroyed himself?
That's not what was being said.
System user is welcome to select his own terminology. Data is unavailable regarding whether Urbanian humans killed metropolitan humans, or whether Urbanian machines killed metropolitan humans.
What? Machines kill man?
All the time.
Data is unavailable.
Unthinkable.
This unit is not thinking, merely providing pre-recorded answers.
It's not sentient. Fair enough. I have a choice, but unfortunately it will be destroyed no matter what, so we have to get the council code, so hopefully I don't screw this up. If not, I did save beforehand. I just don't want to go through all those answers again to get the achievement. The achievement didn't pop up. I only skipped the ones that were on that list. The red line and oblique. Why didn't I get the achievement? Oh, fine. All right. You know what? For that, I'm kind of grumpy. You're going bye-bye.
Tell me the council code.
Static.
6, 7, 5.
Okay. That's not good.
0, 2.
You have attempted to access data capable of corrupting your system. For your own safety, this terminal has been deactivated. Remember, Metromind is watching over you.
Metromind is watching
Memorious
you.
aided and abetted his own destruction. I have little sympathy that his last vestige has been deleted.
Bugs and glitches remind me not to get on your bad side.
There's a lot of very cold logic. I get their machines, but there's a lot of cold logic in this game.
You should not need to be reminded to stay on the right side of the law, Crispin.
That is more of a threat than anything. The law can be changed. Whoever makes the law can change the law, and at a whim. It's not necessarily the right thing. So we now have the components for the council code in order to go inside. This episode has gone on way too long. We've done another kiosk episode. I am going to be cutting out a big section of that.
Boss, if you were to choose between letting your builder die a horrible death or stealing his plasma torch, which would you do?
Depends on why he was doing it in the first place.
Crispin, stealing my plasma torch isn't going to save me from destruction.
It was a hypothetical question. I wasn't talking about us.
In case you haven't realized yet, this little banter they're doing is actually the hint system coming into play. That is actually what's going to happen. Wonderful. Thank you. Once you realize that, this stuff is no longer just little things that bypass and whatever, you pay attention to it. And it kind of spoils things. Just a little bit. Anyway, the episode's gone on a long time. I have to end the episode. And we'll do another episode after this, which will be going into the council tower. And I think it should be the last episode. We have everything we need. I need to go figure out the code. I will line it all up and make it work and figure it out. And I'll do that off camera, and then we'll start at the door to the tower and see about going in. I don't think there's anything else we need to take care of here. I don't believe so, anyway. I'll double check, of course, as always. So until next time, thank you all for joining me, and have fun, everyone.